Hey, WokeNFree Nation, Newsly is an audio app for iOS and Android. It picks up web articles about the most trending topics on the web at any given moment and reads them to you in a natural human voice.
For the first time in the history of the internet, the entire web becomes listenable. Browse articles from topics you choose and start playing. Stop scrolling, start listening.
You can follow any topic as specific as you like, from sports, science, to Bitcoin, or even one of your favorite celebrities. It will find you the latest articles and read them to you aloud.
And they have podcasts as well. Explore trending podcasts from over 50 countries. Our podcast, WokeNFree, is there too.
Now let's get into the episode. Hi, it's Natasha.
And Khalil.
And we are the co-hosts of
WokeNFree.
Thank you for tuning in to our 281st episode of WokeNFree. If you've been tuning in every week for WokeNFree Wednesday, you know that WokeNFree is all about being real and honest with each other and you. We talk about everything and anything important to us, you, the world, and nothing is off the table. This week, we're asking the question, do you have your dream job? So before we dive deep into that subject, a couple of things to cover. First, have you gone to WokeNFree.com not only to listen to this episode, which thank you, but also to download it through the Podbean app. If you download the episode through the app, then you can put in your comments, and we definitely want to hear from you this week. What are your thoughts on, is there such a thing as a dream job? If so, do you have it? If not, how can you get it? And all and everything else in between that. So definitely make sure you do that. Now, if you listen to podcasts on a device for which you cannot download another app like the Podbean app, then the best way for you to support the show is to go to WokeNFree.com, then go in the Listen tab, and then you can pick your platform of choice where you're going to follow and subscribe to the show. So we're on iTunes, we're on TuneIn, Stitcher, Google Play. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Pandora. It's a WokeNFree world, so lots of places to support us. On WokeNFree.com, you can also click subscribe to follow the show through the Podbean app, which is also super, super helpful and meaningful. So I hope you can do that. And then on social media, if you'd like to follow along on the content that we put on there, which is quite entertaining if you ask us, you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Pinterest, and LinkedIn at WokeNFree. And then, of course, if you have 90 seconds, which is more of a statement, less of a question, we'd love for you to review the show. Tell us how the show's feeding into your life. So how do you do that? Go to WokeNFree.com, go on the Listen tab, and then again, pick your platform of choice where you're going to review the show at. Now I'm going to kick it to you, Khalil.
Okay, then before we start the conversation, let's share a little bit about ourselves. This week, we are going to ask, which Bond do you prefer, Roger Moore or Daniel Craig?
Do you talk about James Bond?
Yeah.
Who are these people? Khalil.
Oh, no.
Wait a minute.
You know your dad loved James Bond.
Yeah, but the original, what's his name? He had a beautiful accent, and isn't the original Bond?
The one that your dad loves?
Yes. What's his name?
But this question is about two specific Bonds.
What's his name?
Long-running Bonds.
Yeah, I don't care. What's his name?
You're talking about the Scottish man.
Yes, him. He was fabulous.
You're talking about...
That's the only true Bond. Unless we ever get, like, Idris Elba, then I would accept that as an alternative Bond. Or Henry Cavill. Oh,
what about Regina King?
Regina King?
Yeah, as Bond.
I mean, we're going a different direction there, but I wouldn't be mad at that one. I'll take that. Or Regina Hall. I'll take either, yeah.
Really? Oh, that's
who the heck is direction. Daniel Craig, is that the blonde person?
That's the most recent Blonde. I think he did his last movie already.
And who's Roger Moore?
Roger Moore was another Bond who did it for a while. He did...
Did he do any other movie?
Not really. I think he's only known for that.
Oh,
he was,
yeah.
he was one of the many Bonds.
I can't speak to this because I don't know who.
Now you made me forget the guy's name because you brought him up.
I know.
I wish you didn't bring him up. I wish you didn't bring him up because this was only about these two Bonds.
I know, but I love
this
that.
This is what
Bond.
the question asked.
When I think of James Bond, I think of that person.
I don't know how long he did it for. I know I forgot his name, but yeah,
he's the original. Didn't he pass a couple years ago? Also, as well, I think he passed.
He might have.
Yeah, either 2021 maybe or 2022. I forget, but he was beloved.
I forget.
yeah.
Well, of course, you had to bring him up when the question was just about two. Then you don't even know. You don't even really know them. Have you even?
Doesn't make sense.
You've not even seen either of their movies.
I mean,
right?
I've seen a little bit of the Daniel Craig. I'm not a fan. Sorry.
Yeah, I know you see him, and you're not for him.
Yeah. So I have to.
So you're not sure then from this,
I
but if
prefer
you
neither.
choose
Neither.
you say neither.
I opt out.
So people think that you're choosing you don't like either then because you haven't seen it. I mean, you haven't. I've been then the one you've seen. You're not into.
Not into it. No,
but you won't just choose Roger just because you don't remember him, kind of thing.
Nope.
So
I opt out.
I mean, you might have not seen his. Like I think he had. I forgot the name. He's done a lot though. He's done a lot of movies as Bond.
Hey, TV producers,
very
film
common.
producers, whatever, listening. Henry Cavill. Let's go with, I'd even take Thor. Chris Hemsworth. I would even take, I'd take Idris Elba. Oh, good Jesus.
But you don't want to go in a different
I'll go in the direction of Michael B. Jordan as well. Jesus.
Really?
Salivate, why don't we? Please. But I don't know what
Sean Connery.
Sean Connery, thank you. Yes.
That was the one.
Love him. Yes, I believe he passed. Yeah, he was incredible.
So you don't remember Roger Moore then? That's the thing.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Because I know your dad used to love the Bond movie. So didn't you have to watch a lot?
No,
of
I didn't watch that one though. But my dad would probably know that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you
but
don't
Sean
recognize
Connery,
him either. Then right?
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't recognize him
because when I think of Bond, I think of Sean Connery.
So did you ever watch those Bond marathons then or no?
Nope.
Oh, okay, that makes. I've seen them because my mom. I think. She was kind of into it. Not crazy, but we watched... We used to see the marathons.
The Die Hards. I did not see that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we used to see that. I mean, that was
so what's your answer, sir?
So mine is... similar to you, I don't really know Roger Moore's movies. I mean, I might have seen it when I was younger, but... I've seen Daniel Craig's, a lot of those Bonds. And
you're a fan of that.
Yeah, I mean, I actually like them. I think they're done pretty well. Like, I like how they're done, and I think he's good in the role. He's actually better than the Bond before him. The Bond before, but I mean, I think he was a little cheesy, to be honest. He was fun, but it was cheesy. So I think Daniel Craig does a better job, bringing up to modern times. Is what I say about Daniel Craig. He makes Bond more modern. That's the thing.
I can revisit it and see if I can give it a chance.
You should try to marathon, or we can do that. And I know they had it on Amazon at some point.
I'll give it a go again because I do love the Bond series, similar to Mission Impossible. Really, I love a good action. I love a good intrigue. But when I think of James Bond, I think of Sean Connery. So you don't
think of any of these other guys that have played Bond.
Nope. Sean Connery.
So, I mean, if you were thinking of a dream type of job, it wouldn't be a Bond job because only Sean Connery can fulfill that job, right?
Sloppy transition, and we'll continue on. So, is there such a thing as a dream job?
Wow,
which I believe is what you're trying to ask me.
You're going to jump over the other question that would have pointed to your soul.
Exactly. Do I want to be a Charlie's Angel? No, I'm good. I'll watch a film.
Well, that's a
before doing.
That's a little different. That's a different take on it, though. That's a bit different than Bond.
But
so you want to know if there's such thing as the dream job?
Yeah, is that possible? I believe it is possible because if folks are new to WokeNFree, I am a person who believes that all things are possible and some things are just not possible because it's not supposed to be. But overall, there's a complexity within that that is just a mind trip. But generally, yes, I believe the term dream job can actually be actualized in life. And that is because pretty much anything is possible.
Yeah, I mean, I think of course, the dream job it's real. It's just do people really know what they really want to do, or are there other things getting in the way? So that's the thing.
That part, yeah.
And I know that there's people that do multiple jobs, but and they think that, you might get bored just having one dream job, but actually you wouldn't, because think about a baker. If baking's your dream job, it might seem boring to people who aren't bakers, but bakers make lots of types of cakes, right?
Absolutely.
And they use different ingredients and you can really go all out. You can make a transformer cake. You can make your nerddom shine through as a baker, so it depends on
I like how you just
what you're
doing.
doing.
Out, nerddom. It's a form of art, Khalil.
But if you make a cake and it transforms, you're a nerd no matter what. It's automatic.
What if they make a cake and it has its head on fire like Dragon Ball Z?
Then you just like anime. That's different.
I'm not a nerd, though.
Yeah, that's different.
Exactly.
Anime.
There's your bias coming through.
No, but I like Transformers too, but I would never make a transforming cake. I would just build an actual transforming robot to drive in.
Exactly.
Because that'd be awesome.
Exactly.
That would be my dream job.
To eat cake or to drive?
Both. Yep. Oh, I'll eat my cake while driving my transforming robot.
Your dream job is to be retired.
How's that retired?
Eating cake and driving vehicles?
You don't think people do that currently? What about the people that work in parades? That's not a dream job.
They're eating cake?
You don't know what they're doing in them trucks when it's covered.
You are a mess.
No, you know those little cars that drive around the floats or whatever the things are?
I can't even stand it.
No, you know that they get to do that and they get to party.
And they're eating cake?
We don't know what they're doing. We hope that's the least of they're doing.
What are you suggesting?
I don't know. When the windows are covered.
What are you suggesting?
I'm just saying. I don't know what's happening in there. I don't know. Hopefully they're driving.
You don't need to know.
Yeah, I don't. I mean,
you don't need to know where they're going
because it's like what type of cake are they eating too? Right?
You're a mess. You're a mess.
Cakes come in different sizes and shapes.
You are a hot mess.
I'm telling the truth. Oh, how would you define your dream job, though?
Thank you for asking the question.
Yeah.
So for me, the term dream job means the following. First, work from home. Always working from home, unless you are in a specific role, and there are only specific roles in this world that require in-person activity or ongoing in-person activity. I would say otherwise, everyone should be working from home and enjoy the beauty of their home.
That's not a fair statement. I know you're thinking from your specific point of view. It's not fair because just think, all right, astronauts, they're going to work
Did you
from
not
home.
hear what I said? Absent the roles that require in-person engagement.
I know, but that's as funny.
So absent roles that require you to be in person. I think a dream job means, for me, and how I define it, would be working from home. Also, I would say you have the freedom to moonlight, as they like to say in the biz, which is the ability to pursue different opportunities. Meaning, if you have an employer, it doesn't preclude you being able to do other opportunities because, as we know, life is expensive. And also you have different passions and different enjoyments and opportunities. And to define a dream job, to me, implies or imbues freedom and opportunity. So that's why I would put that in the part of my definition.
Wow.
Also, I would say a dream job has favorable timing to be able to flex your time. So especially for those listening who are parents like us, things come up. Kids have doctor's appointments. You have story time. You got play dates. You have, they really want to do this. A dream job would allow you to have the flexibility to be able to not just be at your desk for 9 to 5, but be able to flex your time as you need to. Also, a dream job would offer work-life balance. I know, is it real? We talked about it on an episode. Listen through if you haven't. But ultimately, when you're on, you're on, and when you're off, you're off. No boss calling after hours, no one contacting you when you're out of the office. That would be a part of my equation for a dream job. Then also having healthy time off. Some people argue that unlimited time off is not necessarily great because statistics typically show that employees tend to take less time in those type of scenarios, and that it's just not as useful or meaningful as it could be. I know I would utilize it.
Maybe that's an
thoroughly.
American thing.
Yeah, but
because in France they're not doing that.
Yeah.
They use
I
all
think
their time.
Here in our culture, we tend to have more toxic work scenarios generally. So folks just work till they get burned out, essentially. And I don't recommend that. However, I would say when defining dream job, you have healthy time off. And then also the last part of my equation would be having a clear pathway for a career progression. So just because you're in your career doesn't mean you should be doing the same thing for the next 20 years, but that you should be able to have lateral or upward mobility where you can, see title changes, salary increments and beyond, and have more growth and opportunity to flex and to grow and to continue to enjoy life. And your job should be a value add to your life overall, especially if it's a dream job.
Wow. All right. So it seems like you're just kind of given the parameters of what your dream job would be.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, that those would be the benefits of how I would define my dream job. Yeah.
Okay. I define my dream job as what my dream job actually is.
Okay, which is
So
being a parent, reproducing.
That's a good one.
That followed and that preceded having the child. Yep.
Oh, you mean like having the doctors mix the stuff together and then grow it in a test tube, grow the baby there?
Who did you do that with? I know that wasn't how I got done, but
it's one of those Matrix baby things.
Oh, that's what you did? Oh, that's fascinating.
I didn't do it. The Matrix did it to me, right?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know either.
Well, I guess you're lost in your own life.
No, it's all possibilities. I'm not saying that's my dream job, but we're just contemplating if I did have a dream job that was of that sort, what would it look like?
Being able to have babies in the Matrix?
You're a mess. No, not being able to, but that's what it would probably consist of. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. My actual dream job, though, I mean, I have another one after this, but it would be a sleep test subject is what I would be. So how that would work is I would go to, I mean, I could do it from home as well, I guess, once we get enough advanced, like equipment for it, but maybe at first I have to go into a facility and I'll perform various tasks. So like maybe for that day, I'll do like 5 hours of exercise and then I will sleep there. Or, I guess I need to live there too, because I don't want to sleep at the facility every time. No, but he'll be there. Or they can come to my home. Maybe it has to be a work from home thing. I didn't think of it like that, but yeah, it might have to be. It's either a work from home or I get special equipment that, all right, I go there, I do workout, they study me there, and I come home, I put some electrodes on my body, and they take all the data from that and see how the task affected my sleep. So I do that just 7 days a week. I'd go in there, I'd do different stuff. So
7 days a week?
Yeah, I'd have to go lift boulders. But sometimes I'd go in there and they just give me 10 hot dogs. So
your dream job is to be Arnold Schwarzenegger and also a sleeper?
No, it's worse. My dream job is to be a lab rat.
How much are you getting paid for this?
I'm getting paid, $1 million? Half a mil.
$500,000?
Yeah. Because it's strenuous. I don't know what I'm going to be doing today.
And who's taking care of KJ when you're doing this?
That's what they pay for. They pay for a clone to do that.
Oh, okay. So now you're getting cloned.
See, this is just a dream job.
And I'm with your clone?
No, you're helping perform the experiments on me.
And so now I have been recruited.
It's a dream job though, because all I'm doing is I'm just doing activities.
Affair, huh?
Yeah, it's for science. I love
how your dream job dictates how I spend my time.
No, it doesn't dictate. You do it as
super presumptuous.
You come and go as you please. You say, all right, let's do the test today because we have to further our achievements, in human research. So you can do. I'll take special sleeping pills to see I sleep longer.
This option. Yep.
You veto it. I'm just saying this is
see how mine was. Had parameters that were healthy. Could be attached to a variety of different titles.
Mine doesn't have parameters. It's pretty specific. Bizarre. But it could be, it could vary from that. I mean, it's kind of open. It's not, it's not so specific.
And I don't even believe
the biggest thing about it.
A real dream job.
No, but think about it because this is a good job because basically I'm getting paid to sleep, but I have to do other stuff during the day. But either way, it's always changes.
Would be making OnlyFans types of films.
So you're close. The second job that my dream is, I would be a PC builder. So it was close.
How was that close to that?
Because imagine having an OnlyFans account where you just build stuff and people, they flock to it.
Yeah, is that the type of language we're using to
PC
covertly discuss something else?
PC builder?
Okay. I don't think it's very PC at all, but okay.
No,
but
that's the other job because that just seems like a fun thing to do, to gather parts, put it together, and sell it. I would do that. So say 2 dream jobs. And I don't have parameters around it. They're kind of open, but that's how I define it. Just something that is enjoyable and I can do it and it varies in task every day. So that's good.
You are now listening to
WokeNFree.
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 WokeNFree. A podcast that keeps it genuine and real.
Do you think the average American gets their dream job?
So, great question. My gut answer would be no. I think the average American is miserable. But is it
because of their job or they're miserable because of pollution and global warming? I don't know.
That's really interesting. I think yes, all of that actually. But I would say because of how
people stuff going on.
spend more time working than not. And I don't see the average American seemingly being that happy. That's why my gut feeling directs me there. And according to Zeddy.com, they did a study where they asked 2,000 Americans if they fulfill their childhood dreams, and they shared the results in this article. And again, you can find all of our links in the show notes on WokeNFree.com. And according to the research, more than 6 in 10 Americans did not fulfill their childhood dreams. 67% of respondents stated that they were not able to achieve their childhood vision of their dream jobs. 58% of these respondents still wish they could achieve their dream jobs. Wow. And then while some respondents say their childhood dreams evolved over time, the most common free text response was that they became more realistic. So for instance, one respondent wanted to be a doctor, said, I ended up being a legal assistant, not even close to being a doctor, but I have done a lot of medical malpractice. Interesting. So it's kind of, they actualize it in a different way. For others, the childhood job, when done in practice, wasn't the dream they expected. Quote,
they mean like medical malpractice cases, though, right?
Correct.
They haven't actually committed malpractice.
I don't believe that's what they would be admitting to in the survey, no, or in the research.
That's just funny. All right.
The quote says, my childhood dream was to be a veterinarian. I got a job working for a vet for a year and have several experiences that taught me that I couldn't mentally handle the harder parts of the job. So that's what one of the respondents shared in a free text portion of the survey, meaning that when they actually put their dream job to practice, they realized, oh, this isn't for me, which is, I think happens to a lot of us. I know for myself, when I went to Penn State, I wanted to be a vet. And then when I had to start dissecting animals, I was not for that life, and had to pivot and switch gears. So ultimately, my gut feeling is correct. But what are your thoughts?
I think that most people aren't doing their dream job, but there's a couple of reasons for that come to mind. It's not always just what you think it would. But the first reason is because of a paycheck. So I think people, they go into careers saying, hey, where can I make the most money? That's one of the first things that how they choose their job or what they're doing currently. The second thing is that their family often pushes them into a job or a role. So oftentimes they'll be doing something just because the family said, this is what you need to do. This is what your family members are doing. Just do that. So of course, that's not necessarily going to be your dream job, right? That's what happens. The third thing is sometimes people are getting jobs just out of convenience. Like, all right, that place is around the corner. I have a buddy that works there. Sure, I'll work there. I'm just going to do it just because it's convenient for me, not because it's something I really enjoy doing. Another thing people do is they like to follow in others' footsteps. So they find out that, one of their cousins is working in a certain career, and they say, man, I want to kind of like follow their lead. So they do that as well. Say, all right, I'm going to do it, even though they never really thought about it, if that's what they really want to do. And then I think uncertainty happens too, because they're just like, I don't know, I got to do something, so I'm just going to choose this career. Because people will often go to college and they don't really know what they want to do, and they just end up just choosing what a counselor pushes them towards. So I think that can also make it hard for them to find their dream jobs.
Yeah, that makes sense. I totally agree with a lot of what you said there. Sad stuff, though.
Yeah, that, people are getting their dream jobs. It's like, man, isn't that what dreams are for, is to fulfill them, maybe?
Well, I think the saddest part is that we live a short, you're here and then you're not here. And it just seems sad that, you have these dreams and then, people aren't actualizing them. It just seems like, again, there's no defined purpose of life. But if we're meant to dream, then shouldn't we be meant to achieve these dreams?
But hopefully you dream other things besides having a dream job.
True.
Right? Maybe there's other goals that you could attain.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and it's not just having the dream job. It could be other stuff. So that makes up for it. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario? It's scenario time, guys. Scenario 1. Emmeline wanted to be a federal agent all her life. Unfortunately, she comes from an acting family where everyone is an actor. Recently, she landed a huge role as the world's favorite spy. Did you find her a dream job?
Oh, that's clever. Interesting. And a nod to, what's her name? Zendaya?
Oh, is that?
Didn't she play
The Spy Who Shagged Me?
Or, excuse you? We don't need to Cliff, what did you say?
The Spy Who Shagged Me?
Shagged?
Yeah, shagged.
She did children's programming. What are you suggesting?
that she's doing different types of films.
No, don't do that. No, Zendaya didn't do that. No,
She didn't do that film?
No.
Because I know you don't even know what film that is. That's
no,
funny.
it sounds like some type of. I can't say
it's not.
the term.
It's a comedy. It's a comedy.
You know
it's
what
not. I know it sounds.
Going,
it sounds like it's something, but it's not. It's just a comedy. But it is. It makes fun of the spy movie.
Good God. So great scenario, clever situation. Sadly, a federal agent is not an actor pretending to be an agent. Those are still two different types of forms of employment.
They're different.
Correct. Man. One's actually hired by the government.
Yeah.
The other is hired by a Hollywood studio.
Yeah. So isn't it close though? Doesn't Hollywood stick to the real?
I think that federal agents would find that's highly offensive.
Don't Hollywood consult with experts on what a federal agent?
Consult.
Yeah.
But one is not, it's not interchangeable, right? Like you have a federal agent and then you say, hey, Brad Pitt, you want to, just step in for the day?
Yeah. They're like, Brad, this is how you can be a federal agent.
Super sus. Right? Someone knows how to use a gun. Someone is trained in psychology and negotiation and, like all the things that are required to be able to be effective in that role is different than drinking and talking and acting like you're doing that on set and then you go home to get gallivant in your life. Those are two
so it's not the same.
Different
acting
things.
doesn't equal being.
No.
Is what you're saying.
All
right.
No. You can learn to replicate and you can act as if, but they don't. It's also different training, right? Like what you go through as an actor, maybe it's 6 months of training versus federal agent. I definitely think it's longer than 6 months of hardcore training that they have to do and stuff like that. And then also there are different levels that they reach.
It depends. Yeah, there's levels of it.
Versus the entry versus someone who's senior in the agency. So no. But I do think it's like a fun type of combo-ish situation going there, but no, ultimately, I mean, listen, if she enjoys acting like the family she comes from, then I think this sounds like a fabulous opportunity she should move forward with. But is she at the end of the day or at the end of that film going to say this was her dream job? Probably not. I think she would say this was a fun pretending as if she was doing her thing, but she probably still would need to follow the proper procedures to apply to become a federal agent if eligible.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's to say that she found her dream job. Does she enjoy it? That's the question.
Does she have fun with that?
I don't know. I mean, if she enjoys it, maybe her dream job changes, is what I say.
Could be, right?
It's like, well, I'm not a federal agent, but I play one on TV or wherever I'm playing it.
And she probably made a lot more money playing that than doing the federal agent. So
yeah,
depends on what you're looking for in life. Yeah.
Because what I think is sometimes people's dream jobs, they change. I mean, a lot of times, right?
Oh, absolutely. Because who you are as a person changes. So,
and sometimes, like you mentioned, but before previously, you're saying like people thought that was their dream job, but they ended up changing it. So because they did it, said, you know what, I don't actually enjoy this. I thought it was different than what I imagined in my mind. So maybe she's going through this. She's saying, I love doing this. I mean, I could be a federal agent, but I don't know if I'm going to like that as much as playing the spy. So she possibly, this could be her new dream job, is what I would say.
Hopefully, yeah.
It's not that original one, but
it changes.
It might be a new one, and this might be better, right? Yeah, it's a lot easier, and I think technically you're at lower risk compared to being the federal agent.
Probably,
like no matter what, your risk is lower. Like no matter what type of federal agent are, if you're an actor, your risk is a lot lower than any agent. We have to be honest. Scenario 2: Sophia is making money hand over fist at her new Wall Street job. Her friends tell her she is living the American dream because of her outward success. Sophia is okay with the job, but really wants to flip politics on its head and do the people's will. Should she stay at her current job or start a political campaign to work towards her dream job?
Ooh, what another really interesting scenario. So, So this is interesting again. So because you said Sophia is okay with the job, that to me indicates from that language that yes, on the outward of things, it looks like she's successful. It looks like she's doing her thing, but on the inside, maybe not, she doesn't feel that as much. And, unfortunately with life, it's not just about appearance. It's about how we're feeling on the inside, which really dictates the quality of life that we're living. And so you could be making $1 billion, but if you feel like crap on the inside, something's got to change. And so her interest into politics is fascinating. I'm not sure if she fully has the context to understand if that is really what she wants, because as tiring and as challenging as corporate America could be, politics is a whole other beast. And I wonder if she really knows what, like, if she's giving up jumping from the pan into the fire is my inclination. Wow. But everyone, the human experience is a lived experience. Unfortunately, you can't tell someone, hey, you're not going to love this. They actually have to live it, and then they'll be like, oh yeah, I hate this. Yeah. So what I would recommend is that she probably, just to have kind of calculated risk, she should probably save up her money so that she has like at least 3 to 6 months, if not a year, of money in her account to afford her the opportunity to walk away from her corporate job and then jump into politics, which is probably going to pay a lot less than what her corporate job paid her. And then she could dabble, and then she could see, and she can kind of have like a sabbatical year, right? And because she has the money in her bank account, then she could afford the opportunity to do this playtime, and she'll see whatever kind of demonic scenarios that she sees and encounters. Wow. And politics is dirty, man, and it's filthy, and you all watch House of Cards. It's just filthy. So she could see, give it a year, and if she can handle it, and if she's like, give it to me, then continue on, and hopefully she likes that transition. And then if she's like, I don't really like it, she at least has her corporate experience from before that she can go back into, and she can apply and go back into the grind there.
All right. I would have to disagree with you in this scenario.
Oh, interesting. What do you suggest?
I suggest, because her dream job is politicians, they need a lot of money to run these campaigns. So what I suggest she does is stay in the job until she earns a few million, then run the political campaign through her own money, so she doesn't have to take corporate money from the corporations. So she'll actually be running the campaign as she wants, and she can literally do the will of the people and not be bought off. But if she funds it herself, she's just gonna have to trudge away at a job that she's just okay with. But I think it'll help her in the future. Like just get through the mud now, because in the future it'll pay off. Because then you can do what you really wanted to do and not be, changed into an evil demon along the way.
But you're also, so that your plan could work, but you're presupposing that she could make it for how long ever it takes for her to earn them millions. Because what if by the end of it she becomes an alcoholic or a drug addict or even suicidal, right? Like, because the problem is when you do something that you don't like for a long period of time, you start to lose the will to live. And so
can't you use that money to pay for help?
Well, isn't she supposed to be saving every penny?
No, come on.
La, 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 la.
You just not even get. There's no money in the bank for mental health. You're saying she's saying it all. See, you have to. She can take that into account.
Caramba.
This could. My plan can work out. I think that's what I think. I do think that my plan that I think can.
Well, thankfully, this is fictional,
the way that I think.
there's no real life at risk here.
True,
but
imagine if someone called in with this and we both had the different takes.
I know they'd be like, "So what do I do?" And it's like, guess what? You're in charge of your life. You have to decide what makes the most sense for you. But here are our thoughts. So,
all right.
Oh gosh, imagine a WokeNFree hotline. That would be a hot mess because you would say you're nonsense, and
nonsense,
then I guess it's nonsense.
My stuff is what actual choices some people want to make. They want to live a fulfilling life.
And people don't make nonsensical choices?
You know the phrase YOLO. They're going to do the thing that is the most fun.
Nonsense!
No, it's not nonsense. Some of this is really beneficial, and it can actually make a healthy heart.
What you talking about, Willis?
I'm talking about the stuff that counts, because in the end, it's all about love.
Okay, so we're just going really random Yoda? Okay, Yoda. Okay.
That's what it all comes down to.
Random Yoda, yeah.
It's just love here. That's all it is.
Beautiful.
Scenario 3. Koirala has a very conservative family who judge everyone's life choices and piles on unsolicited advice. She just found out she got into a vet school in the Bahamas, but also her artwork got picked up by a national magazine.
Ooh.
Her art is solely nude paintings of voluptuous women. So she has used a pseudonym to hide from her family. Should she go to school to appease her family or focus on her art passion?
You... Okay, Khalil.
Yeah.
Okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute. What are you saying? You're suggesting that she's an artist who's doing nude paintings of voluptuous women for free on her free time?
What are you saying on her? I mean, yeah, technically it has to be on her free time. But look how good her artwork is. It got picked up by a magazine that's distributed across the country.
I bet it did. Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty good, though. Give her credit.
Cha-chas and lachas.
But it must be good art. I mean, I don't know if she's abstract.
Good voluptuous bodies.
But what if she's abstract with? I don't know what type it is.
Like pyramids? The canvas?
I don't know what it is. I mean, it got picked up, though. That means something about it. She's got a talent on her hand or something.
Absolutely. Okay, so... Interesting.
Remember, she has a conservative family.
Yeah, well, you know how I feel about family. So, that's not a problem for me, but I know that's a problem for others in this world. However, I would say, again, you are here for a very short time, y'all. If you do not understand this, I really hope that you take from anything you take from this episode this week, that your life is precious and every minute counts, because once it's gone, you never get it back. The time you took to listen to this episode, you will never get that time back. So we thank you for listening, and listen to this piece of advice, please, which is you've got to do what your heart desires, and it may be scary and it may be frustrating and it may not make sense to your family, but you are not living for your family. You are living for you. That means you owe allegiance to yourself always. And that is it. That story ends, sentence complete. So if her passion is to paint these beautiful, juicy women, and you know, other things are going on in my mind around why that's the passion, but yeah, no, that's my personal bias that I can drink my water and mind my business.
Yeah, you can't say much
ultimately,
about that.
You know, she needs to not let this, as you said, this national magazine coverage, kind of, you want to keep up with the steam of that. You don't want to let that go by the wayside. So, don't go to vet school right now, and pursue the passion of this art and paint these juicy women across the nation and beyond, and have a good old time with yourself.
With herself? We mean with the
with
fans.
The ladies.
No, with the fans of her art. Like when she goes to galleries, she can explain
and
why
the women
she came
she's
with the
painting.
piece.
Yeah.
But you don't know if she's painting them. We don't know where she's painting them. It could be in the comfort of her own home, or it can be out in a public area where everybody can paint them.
Beautiful.
But it has to be when I say public, I mean like a building, because there's a lot of laws against public nudity.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it could be on a beach too. But the problem with the nude beaches, I don't know if that's the woman she wants to paint.
Focus. What's your answer?
I'm telling you, it's a hard thing to do. But, you know.
Hard thing to do. You shameful.
Look at you. You're trying to use these words in different ways.
Shameful.
You're just upset because I want to build the PCs. That's what you're upset
I know
about.
what the frick you mean by that.
All right, I want to be the sleep expert, too.
I bet you do.
See, that's so wrong how you judge the passion. You can't judge the passion of people. You got to let them do their thing.
I'm going to drink my water and mind my business. What's your answer?
Okay, good, because, I mean, I agree with you on this one. She's got to go for the art because that's her passion. To go to the school just to appease your family, that's not going to work out in the end. You're probably going to quit halfway through. It doesn't make sense. You're wasting everybody's time.
And money.
Just go and do what you love, and when they find out that you paint these women, maybe they'll be excited. You never know.
They'll ask a ticket to the show.
They'll yell, like, can you paint special ones just for me? You never know.
Will.
You never know. They might want part of their collection, and they'll pay you lots of money for it. Maybe. You never know. Even though because these conservative families,
cryptocurrency,
you don't know. The conservative families, they be the ones that are into different things, right? they're the ones you got to watch. Those real super conservative.
Suggesting,
I'm suggesting that conservative families are the freakiest.
Okay, take that back.
Okay, I take it back.
Don't say that. That's not nice.
Not freaky, but I'm just saying they often have a lot of skeletons.
We cannot generalize any group of people.
But you know why I'm saying that? It's because conservatism is supposed to be against that stuff. But it's just, I just think it's just a
I would say
show.
Based on the films that
compared
I've
to
seen,
a liberal family,
there are challenges that come with restricted families. Yes, and that people try to break free because, like any animal, you cannot contain the animal without it eventually breaking out the cage. So, yes, I understand what you're
Yeah,
suggesting.
it breeds
but no family
liberalism.
is, no one is a monolith. People, there are different outlines
No, there
for
could
every
be,
communities. And,
there could be a conservative family who won't go for the art at all.
Conservatism probably does not lend for freedom of thought or freedom of expression, and that can be challenging for those who are exposed to it. But in this scenario, I'm glad that we're in alignment here then. Yeah.
See, we provide the same advice for this nude artist.
So this hot call-in would make sense then, yes.
Yeah, see. Well, they all would make sense. It's just that we wouldn't agree on all the outcomes.
A lot of them would end up with a lot of laughter, Chloe. Like this.
As long as it's helpful, though. Yeah. That's what we count.
Well, it's helpful for us. I don't know if it's helpful for the people on the other line hearing us laugh at them.
Oh, no, we're not laughing at them. We're laughing with them, right?
I bet.
That's the whole point. It's a whole jolly time.
Senor. Yeah.
We want to put them in a jovial mood.
Jovial.
Yeah. We want it to be
wonderful.
We want to be very inviting to our hotline callers that we don't have.
Exactly.
That's how I think of it.
Maybe in the future that could be fun.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. Now, thankfully, and thank God, we are at that time again. It is coming to the end of our 281st episode of WokeNFree. We asked the question for this episode, do you have your dream job? So, again, please make sure you have the Podbean app so you can put in your comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts and your thoughts on if that exists, if you are living that truth, and if you are not living that truth, why, and how you're going to get there if you want to get there. Now, Khalil, what do folks need to do?
Come back next week for the new WokeNFree Wednesday episode. Make sure you follow us on social media to follow along the conversation, and make sure you tune in next week for WokeNFree Wednesday to join the conversation at WokeNFree.com.
So if you'd like to be a guest on the show, we definitely have some considerations for this year. Best way to get in touch with us to see if it is a good match would be on our Contact Us page at WokeNFree.com. That's WokenFree.com. Now, on social, we'd love to hear from you. We'd love for you to follow along on the content we share on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Pinterest, and LinkedIn at WokenFree. And then all sponsorship and collaboration queries, hit us up on our Contact Us page at WokenFree.com.
If you didn't already subscribe, please do share the episode and make sure you come back to join the conversation every Wednesday for WokenFree Wednesdays. Remember, WokenFree is more than a podcast, it is a way of life. Till next time.